We, the people of the United States of America, have always had a burning desire to fight, to stand up for what we believe in. We do not back down. We do not shy away from the fight. However, the United States is not simply a warmonger always on the prowl for battle. Instead, we are a big brother in today's world, with our military geared more towards the defense of other nations and offense. As Thomas Jefferson once said, "I hope our wisdom will grow with our power and teach us that the less we use our power, the greater it will be." The United States does not seek to assert its power by creating conflicts. Instead, the United States works actively with other nations to ensure fewer conflicts. However, the United States has had its share of war. From the Revolutionary War to the war against the Islamic State, all of these conflicts have been incredibly brutal and resulted altogether in millions of American casualties. Although war is a truly detrimental thing, it is, in some cases, a necessary response. As John Stuart Mill once said, "War is an ugly thing, but not the ugliest of things. The decayed and degraded state of moral and patriotic feeling that thinks nothing is worth war is much worse. A person who has nothing for which he is willing to fight, nothing which is more important than his own personal safety, is a miserable creature and has no chance of being free unless made and kept so by the exertions of better men than himself." There will forever be certain conflicts occurring across the globe that cannot continue without repercussions, and the United States has, in many cases, taken on the role of helping those nations that are in need. The United States holds liberty dear to its heart, and therefore it promotes this liberty across the globe. As President John F. Kennedy once said, "Let any nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, in order to ensure the survival and the success of liberty." Although some wars throughout the course of American history have been incredibly divisive, wartime has without a doubt shaped not only our country, but also our Constitution for the better. Today, my speech will be about the many positive changes made to the United States Constitution because of wartime for the United States. The first of those changes was the First Amendment. The First Amendment, which was ratified in 1791, focuses on the basic freedoms that most of us do not even think about in our day-to-day lives. It states that Congress shall make no law restricting freedom of speech, religion, petition, press, or assembly. Before the Revolutionary War, the King of England paid no mind to the many petitions and protests that the colonists had. This led to a great unrest between the colonists and Britain, which then led to the revolt we know as the Revolutionary War. The Revolutionary War was fought because people living here in America wanted their voices to be heard in the government controlling them. As George Washington once said, "If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent, we may be led like sheep to the slaughter." The small United States military led by George Washington fought valiantly for liberty and the ability of the people to govern themselves. And after 8 brutal years of fighting against all odds, the United States military had prevailed and won United States independence from Britain. It was then that the founders structured a government by the people and for the people. As Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas stated, "The founders structured a government so that it could not jeopardize the liberty that flowed from natural rights. Although this liberty is inherent, it is not guaranteed. The freedoms that stem from the First Amendment are not guaranteed worldwide, but because we are all fortunate enough to live in the United States, we are able to exercise these freedoms at any time. Having the freedom to speak our minds and voice our concerns about our government is so crucial to any democracy. Yet these freedoms do not come without a cost. whether that cost be in the soldiers' lives lost during the Revolutionary War or in protests turning violent. All of these freedoms come at a cost. But the positives far outweigh the negatives when it comes to these freedoms. What is important to remember is that not all nations have these freedoms, but because of the perseverance and the bravery of those who fought during the Revolutionary War, every American citizen is able to use the freedoms granted to them through the First Amendment to fight for what they believe is right. The next set of amendments that I will be speaking about is the Reconstruction Amendments. During the Civil War, our nation was divided. The South wanted to keep slavery alive, while the North recognized its incredibly negative impact upon society, and therefore wanted to rid the country of it. Thus, when the Union North won, a constitutional change had to be made. What followed were the 13th, 14th, and the 15th Amendments, also known as the Reconstruction Amendments. The 13th Amendment completely abolished slavery, but lawmakers at the time wanted to truly see equal rights. They wanted to ensure the Civil War had not been fought in vain. So they drafted the Civil Rights Bill. Andrew Johnson, our president at the time, vetoed this bill on the grounds that it discriminated against white Americans. This infuriated lawmakers, resulting in the first congressional override of a presidential veto in United States history. Thus, the 14th Amendment was born. This amendment ensured that if you were born or naturalized in the United States, you were a citizen of the United States. Therefore, all states had to make sure that every citizen was equally protected under the law. The last of the Reconstruction Amendments was the 15th, which dealt primarily with voting. On paper, the 15th Amendment did grant every male American citizen, regardless of race, the ability to vote. Yet, many obstacles were put in the way of this right for African American males. This included forcing them to pay a poll tax, as well as pass a literacy test, both of which were completely unconstitutional and unfair. Yet very few people in power seem to care or even attempt to stop this sort of injustice. That is until the Voting Rights Act, along with the 24th Amendment, was passed in the 1960s, eliminating all poll tax and all literacy tests. The final amendment that I will be speaking about is the 26th, which, like the 15th, dealt primarily with voting. The 26th Amendment changed the voting age in the United States of America from 21 years of age to 18 years of age. During the time of the Nixon administration, the Vietnam War was raging overseas, and therefore so was the draft back here at home. These 18-year-old kids, directly out of high school, were being forced to go fight a war for a country that did not even grant them one of the most basic rights. The right for those individuals fighting for the United States of America to have their voice heard in government. The right to vote. When millions of Americans across our nation deemed this unfair, they pushed for change. So much so that the 26th Amendment passed in record fast time. When a nation or a group of people are in need, they call upon the U.S. That is not because they have no one else to call. It is because time and time again, the United States has proven itself to be a global benefactor, a protector of freedom and democracy. The United States holds liberty dear to its heart, and when this sacred liberty is infringed upon, the United States has, in many cases, felt the need to help. The story of the United States of America is truly amazing. And to think that it all began with a war just proves out of wartime positive change can occur. No matter what conflicts may arise in the future for the United States, we as citizens have a duty to continue to march forward confidently, unwavering from our path, in order to accomplish these surmountable challenges to come. For this great nation we all call home.